the chef, better known as Carl, has asked for some lettuce from the garden. So it's time to start harvesting lettuce. You can see my walking onions are getting ready to bloom here. Several of those. Some volunteer cilantro. My tomatoes are looking really good. Look at that. I am happy. So that's our gardening update. It's starting to warm up, so we made it through. Again, I did not try my peppers, I just tried my tomatoes. As you can hear in the background, we have rain, and I'm in the greenhouse still playing with plants. And I was looking at the different colors of the peony leaves, and I was wondering how much you can tell about the flower from the color of a peony leaf. That one's got red, bleeding red on the sides, and this one over here hardly has any. Maybe I'll label them. But they're all looking really good. Now here's one down here where the top broke off, but it wants to live. So I had enough energy to put up another one. So we'll let that one sit till it gets another leaf out. Look at this curly Q leaf. Isn't that cute? And then the squash is coming up. Go over here. You see where the squash is coming up. The grandkids are coming over tomorrow, and they planted this, so that should make them very happy. I do think I will take that pine tree out of here. I really don't need to grow a tree. I have enough, thank you. The roses are good. They're looking really good. Now, I raided the Swiss chard today really hard. They're wanting to go to seed. So they're almost done. Can't remember who it was that was asking about figs. But my fig is coming up from the base. And I did cut some back. You can see I have new leaves coming. We took about a foot off. And then on this one here, we have new leaves coming. So we just cut it off just above a joint. There we go, just above the joint, we cut it off. And it's doing well. So there's our fig report. And the white is not powdery mildew. The white is diatomaceous earth from fighting aphids. I had aphids this last winter pretty bad. But the ladybugs took care of most of it. Well, we just had a rain squall come through. And I do like the rain. But I thought I'd take a walk through the garden. Obviously, I need to get in here and get the grass out. But the peonies are looking good. I might put some cardboard down in here between things. And then this is a little peony that I bought last year. My yellow rose is looking good. It's starting to leaf out. Snow in summer. Columbines. And look at that. My vinca. Vinca's doing well. Little bulbs here and there. My yucca plant took a beating. A deer decided to walk all over it. Oh, I missed this part. Check this out. Look at all those grape hyacinths. Now, when they go to seed, I'll take that seed and spread it around and make this really thick. That'll be cool. So here's more grape hyacinths and vinca. Much healthier yucca. You can see where the deer have been eating my grape hyacinths. My wild tulips just starting to bloom. So they're really pretty when they come out. They're yellow. So that part is looking really good. I need to get some dead plants out of here. Columbine. What is that? Evening primrose. That's really a lot of fun. Lavender's looking good. I had some issues with this trellis this winter. I had birds coming in here and beating themselves on the mirror, so I took that down. I cut the clematis down early. So we'll see how that goes. Usually I wait. We have this icky old tarp that we hang down over there, and that stops the birds from building nests in my potting shed. My thyme is starting to come out. Daffodils, narcissus, tulips. These daffs over here are too thick. I really need to get out here. I've been throwing the seeds for my giant alliums out here. Those big globe ones. And that's what this stuff here is. Not much life yet on the clematis. My woodland garden's looking nice. My mossy rocks. I just love moss. Isn't that just beautiful? All the colors and the texture. Just gorgeous. Now, I planted last fall. I went through and planted some ferns in here. And I was noticing that they're coming up. Siberian iris is coming up. Peonies. Birds are yakking. So we've been having issues with our apples. And there is a fungus that goes between juniper trees and apples. So we cut down our junipers because there's our apple trees right there. So we cut them down and it left a huge hole in the hedge. Now there is some lilacs back there, and we'll see how long it takes them to fill in the gap. But we took like 7 of them out. So over here, this one was huge. And it just breaks my heart to take out trees. I don't care if there is a reason for it. It's just still hard to do. So we took that one out. So now I got to do something with the pumping station and make that look better. The other thing I wanted to show you. Now keep in mind I had a friend stop by today and said, God, it takes you a long time to plant. And I only plant maybe 80 to 160 bulbs every fall. But in doing so, I spread them out. The deer don't eat the daffodils. So that's nice. And then the snow came early. Then we had it was so cold that it knocked a lot of my daffodils down this year. But there's some standing up. And then you can see the iris. Remember all the iris I planted last fall? Look at them, man. They're just everywhere. And I put a whole bunch of grape hyacinths in here. You see them? So after a while, they'll seed, and this whole thing will just be blue. I just think that's going to be gorgeous. So on this side, over here by our gravel pit, is more daffodils. And the idea is, as you're coming down the road to visit us, that you would be going between a row of daffodils. And I ran out of daffodils. So you can see up here is the last one. So I got to do all this yet. That's all right. Always this fall. I divide the ones by the house. So my daffodils, my irises. You give it 5, maybe 10 years, this is just going to be gorgeous. So the bushes over here, these are sumac. These are our domestic sumac. But it's looking really good. Someone's burning. Smell the wood. So these were all the bulbs, these daffs I planted last fall. And they came up way earlier than the rest of them. And I think that's because of where they came from. I'm hoping that next year they'll wait just a little longer. And that's where I put my camera for getting the videos of the mountain lion. So you can see my daffodils in here. See, they're just barely starting. And now's the time they should be starting. These other ones were way early. And then in this whole area is nothing but iris. Tons and tons of iris. Hundreds of them. So that's my update for my garden. Well, the update for the flower gardens. How's that? And I think I'll show you one more thing. I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back in the yard. And there's a storm rolling in, so I gotta be quick. Here's the bed that I did last year. And those are all baby alliums. And you can see the lupin. Lots of grass yet. But that's it. It's starting to rain. I'll talk to you soon.